There's nothing like boxing, and there are no athletes like fighters.
Think another right. We're in deep trouble again. Write this down.
You know, you pretty much, I guess, but the biggest celebrity.
And now, it's your favorite late night boxing talk show. Coming straight from the Millennium Falcon, it's late night boxing talk. With your host, Jay Cotto. What up, fight fans? I'm Jay Cotto, and welcome to Late Night Boxing Talk. And today I got a good show for you today. We're talking about the Grandmaster, Manny Pacquiao.
Here comes the conquering brother that varies and never ceases. Violators pick up the pieces that are left behind as you're left to find. The fury of the five fingers of death. A mind gripping on a microphone, reciting a poem, giving competition a Big Daddy syndrome. Some step up, none step up.
Yeah, what's going on, fight fans? It's good to see y'all. No doubt. We saw what happened yesterday. And of course, you know, me as a Pacquiao fan, the shit hurt. But at the same time, we've got to tell the truth. And at the same time, those that are going to accept the truth, you've also got to accept the shit talking you were doing, the disrespect that you're doing, and as well as the recognition that we need to really stuff up into your motherfucking brain cavity, because there are a lot of things that we need to talk about here. To most of you guys, it may sound like a conspiracy theory, but I can guarantee you that it's not. I have a video out if you'd like to go check it out. It's called Manny Pacquiao versus the PBC Politics. Go check it out if you haven't. If you have, it'll tell you exactly what's going on. Before I start off, let me say what's up to all my brothers up in the chat. Let's see. We got the Salty Vet. What's going on, Salty Vet? No doubt, my man. E. Cologne. What's going on, E? No doubt. Of course, Mala. What's going on, Mala? My brother, the boxing relic, Bruce Goes. What's going on, my brother? And none other than The Man of Steel, Khalil. What's going on, guys, man? It's good to see you. Welcome to your late night boxing talk. And we're not talking any other fights. We're not talking any other fighters. What we will be talking about is Manny Pacquiao. What's going on, Slugger Sam? What we're going to be talking about is exactly what happened. Now, as I see, and I repeat, as I see the chat and I see the comments of my good brothers here, I'm going to have to say that none of you are wrong. And the ones that are going to try to correct this later on when this live becomes a video, you will understand exactly what happened. Now, of course, before we get into anything, so we can get it out the way, so we won't be called haters, so we won't be called conspiracy theorists, so, people will just have an even playing field, like Floyd Joy says, right? Ugas did his thing. Ugas did his fucking thing. I'm not gonna lie, he did. So congratulations to Ugas, no doubt. Now that that's out the way, this is the part where the count of the people watching live are going to go up. And then once they hear the truth and they don't like what they're hearing, the count's going to go down. And those that do stay with the show, basically, are the ones that really know the truth. So let me just say this. And if you agree, please let me know in the comment section. Ugas had more, and I repeat, and I add on, more. And I emphasize when I say more. Ugas had more time to train for Pacquiao. Ugas had more time to figure Pacquiao out, to study Pacquiao. This was all a setup. I understand Earl Spence Jr. has an attached retina. Right. What happened to Fabian, whatever his fucking name is? Okay, we seen it. That's the only little clink right there that may debunk, or may try to debunk, should I say, everything that we are saying. If you agree, let me know. This is your channel, fellas. Interact. If you agree with me that if you feel that Ugas had more time to train for Pacquiao than what's being said, if you agree, write it down. If you don't, but I'm gonna tell you this: truth will always come out. A lot of people are saying that Manny Pacquiao just got old, father time caught up. No, don't think so. You have to look at Ugas' face and then look at Manny Pacquiao's one swollen eye and a cut caused from a headbutt. You also have to look at most of those rights that Ugas was throwing were landing on the glove, which I don't know which era, but I know the era I grew up boxing, the eras, should I say, they never counted that as a strike, right? What's up, Mike D? What's going on, brother? So, Manny Pacquiao basically was busier, was landing shots as well. They looked blocked. Yes, they did look blocked. But guess what I did? Guess what Arturio's boxing is going to do? Guess what everybody that loves to watch fights. What's up, Rex? What's up, Borum? Welcome. Manny Pacquiao was actually landing. If you don't believe me, I always tell people this: before you come to the table with me, understand if you come with nothing, with just one foresight, I will wipe the floor with you if you want to debate. Make sure that you are ready and you come with a Gatling gun. Pack heavy mentally. Because if you take a look at that fight, you will see Pacquiao landing. Now, that's besides the point. The reason why I say Ugas had more time than what's being told to us to study Pacquiao, and this was a setup, is simply because, and I've already congratulated Ugas. He did what he did, so I don't want to hear anything else. For Ugas to really look sloppy before Sean Porter and almost be out as much as Manny, don't you think that the time that he was out, which was quite a long time, Ugas that is, they didn't run this down the mill? I mean, if you take a look at the WBA's actions with the title and exactly what they did, because I never heard of a champion, a champion in recess trying to fight for his fucking title again, right? So you have a very well trained Ugas from the time after he fought Sean Porter to study Pacquiao. We can take a look at the difference on how polished he was, because he wasn't training to fight a southpaw. Ugas, that is. What's up, Ross Cloud? What's up, 10 players? How you doing, brother? You know, exactly, Borum. Yeah, Memo was in Ugas's camp, most definitely. If you take a look at Ugas's face, bro, and you take a look at Pacquiao, Pacquiao just got one swollen eye, and that was because, of the rights. Now, if you take another good look at this, and what's up, 10 players, my brothers, what's going on? Good to have you. My man, Ross Clot 222 MOBC in the house. What's going on, brother? My own boxing community, no doubt. So now if you take a look at this, right? If you take a good look at the fight, you'll see that Pacquiao was the busier fighter. For people to have Pacquiao 7-5 and actually Pacquiao be the 5, you need to rewatch that fight. Like I did. Need to rewatch the fight because you see, this is how you can tell Ugas was very well prepared and had a lot of time to train for Pac. Ugas is not a patient fighter like that. He was playing off of Manny's, how should I say? What's up, Tony Boswell? Papa, what's going on, Papa? What's up, Red Glove Militant? No doubt. He was playing off of Manny Pacquiao's anticipation. Manny Pacquiao fought the fight that he fights. A lot of people were saying Father Time caught up to him, and no. What happened was Manny Pacquiao got swindled, man. Mala, what's going on, Mala? Manny Pacquiao got swindled, and we all know this. Of course, once again, for the guys that are just going to come up here and, you're just a sore loser. No. Nobody on this chat, nobody on this channel is a sore loser. We've already congratulated Ugas. He did what he did. But that was one hell of a racketeer, man. That was one hell of a scam. That was some shit, man. Rewatch the fight and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So, in what boxing era? Let's take it to the Wilder fight for a second, right? With Fury. Fury was tagging Wilder. Wilder got 2 knockdowns. All of a sudden, it's a draw. Since when? That's crazy, right? Pacquiao points Horn, but Horn roughs him up, keeps him on the inside, looks big, and what happens? Right? Keep this in mind. They're not looking at the point system. And then you've got Ugas yesterday, who threw significant shots. Yes, he did. Clean shots. Yes, he did. but there weren't that many. And these guys were counting punches that Pacquiao was weaving and blocking. A lot of those body shots that were coming from the side were blocked by Manny. Take a good look at that fight. Of course, the who's here today. Of course, Red, because the who's who knows this is home. That's right, home of the vets, home of the pugilist specialists, great mind thinkers, and guys who like good educational lives with everybody educating everyone. But what's up, OG Boogie? What's up, Phil the Coloreds? What's going on, brother? Puerto Rican rum, Palo Viejo. What's going on, kiddo? Now, yeah, they spun a wicked narrative. Yes, they did, Mike D. Yes, they did, my brother. You know, trying to say Pacquiao didn't land anything. Take a good look at that fight again. You will see that Ugas did not do enough. Ugas, yes, was patient. He kept his pace, not the fight's pace. Pacquiao kept the fight's pace because Pacquiao kept fucking coming forward. Pacquiao made the fight. Pacquiao was landing. And the thing that I don't understand about that narrative, Mike D, coming from fucking pubescent boxing champions, is this, right? How can a man so sloppy as Ugas and then a grandmaster like Pacquiao who's accurate? And I also notice camera angles, bro. This may sound like a big story. This may sound like a big movie. This may sound like some conspiracy theory. All I'm asking you guys tonight is take another look at that fight. Now, let's get down to the factor. If Father Time did catch up to Manny Pacquiao. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, shall we? At age 42, Manny Pacquiao goes through almost every young who's who, like Red Glove said, at the time that had straps. We can't say Jesse Vargas. We can't say other motherfuckers are garbage or they're below average or above average. These guys had straps. These was supposed to be the part of the elites. Let's not just say that everybody in PBs are not complete. So now we have this thing where they say Pacquiao didn't land and Father Time. If we take a good look at Father Time, and I'm not smoking anything but motherfucking weed. We take a good look at Father Time. Father Time has been in the pocket of Manny Pacquiao for how many? Because if we know that Pacquiao got robbed from the Jeff Horn fight, he was basically undefeated in this era. But Jedi, that was Jeff Horn. Yes, I know. And the reason why I have to pull Pacquiao out like this, and the reason why I have to lay him out on the table like this, is simply because a lot of people basically just love that narrative. Father Time. Father Time. Okay, so would it be wrong if we say, if you want to pull out the Father Time, is it wrong for us to say that Ugas beat an old man? No, it wouldn't be. So when you say this Father Time shit, it should show you that all that you are doing is basically labeling shit. Because we all know that Manny Pacquiao was 43 years old. So it had nothing to do with Father Time. Manny Pacquiao looked his age. This is why Father Time does not fall into the basket with Manny Pacquiao. Because Manny Pacquiao was already the oldest fighter in this so-called bullshit era. And had these politics not been here, all these guys, and he proved it with Thurman, he proved it with a lot of fucking young guys. Taking O's, taking straps. That was not supposed to happen. But it happened. How? Because I said these guys don't fight enough. Now, if you guys agree with me, then you also got to understand that what I'm saying about him basically being, set up actually makes fucking sense. What's up, Bay Area? What's going on, kid? Welcome. Yeah, he did, Phil. He did. But you have to understand. Look at the consensus, man. If you're going against what I'm saying, oh, he just won because you're saying it sounds like an excuse. No excuses were made. I'm talking to those that are making excuses that are actually going to say on both sides, Father Time, and the other side, Ugas be the old man. See, I'm talking for both sides here. I'm very unbiased. This is what I'm saying. If both sides are going to say this, the side that says that Father Time caught up, it does that's out the door. That does not label Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was still contending. Manny Pacquiao did not get washed like a Bernard Hopkins, like a George Foreman. If you feel that Pacquiao's performance yesterday was all because of Father Time, then those that are saying that Ugas won because of Ugas' skills have no right speaking. You see where I'm getting at with this? There are a lot of people that are going to spin shit, and I'm here to let it be known. Let's just take a look at exactly who Pacquiao has defeated since fucking 2016. And where are we now? 2021. For 5 fucking years, Manny Pacquiao has taken Jesse Vargas' strap, was robbed by Jeff Horn, beat Lucas Matisse, the so-called protege, Adrian Broner, the one-time man, Keith Thurman, and most of us feel like yesterday he won a UD. Now you got to take a look at your Dennis Ugas's. You got to take a look at his activity in that ring. Just because he landed 2 rights, meanwhile Manny Pacquiao's throwing combos, you mean to tell me he missed every combo? Really? So if let's say Manny Pacquiao threw 10 combos, you're telling me that he only connected with 2? Because this is exactly what they're trying to do. This is exactly what they're trying to say. This is what they're trying to say. Exactly, Golden Kings. What's going on, Golden Kings? Now, yeah, there's been a lot of fights where motherfuckers, that won got damaged, but then take a look at it though. Either they called robbery, motherfuckers felt it was a draw, or like Marquez, he knocked the dude out, but he still got his fucking face broke. That didn't happen yesterday. See, a lot of things that have been spinning and are gonna spin, especially from PBC and the rest of these faggot fighters, they're gonna continue to say that it was, Father Time or he missed a lot of things. 10 Player says, we thought Pac looked great. He fought a style he didn't train for. Exactly. Exactly. He probably never even watched Ugas' tape. Freddie Roach was Pac's problem in that fight. Freddie got to go. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I definitely agree. Because it was Roach's job since they had 2 weeks to prepare. Same thing happened with Anthony Joshua. You know, a lot of myths and a lot of fables and tall tales about him getting knocked out in the back before he fought fucking Andy Ruiz the first time and coming out concussed. And listen, there are doctors, right? This is what debunks that whole bullshit. There are doctors that actually check you before you go in ring. So if he was concussed, they would have definitely told him, no, sit the fuck down, have several seats, you ain't fighting. No one can be that irresponsible yet be professional. No way. So now when you take a look at it, the adjustments Manny Pacquiao made were the adjustments that most of you guys didn't see. And the adjustments was, as soon as this big man put his big frame in front of him, Manny Pacquiao worked around him. The problem with the big man was he knew what to expect because he was already training for it. He was already training for it. Now ask yourself this question. How can Ugas get so good when Ugas was out for a minute after Sean Porter, right? Now, of course, he could have trained and hit the gym and gotten better during all that time. That's my point. That's everyone's point here. That he had a lot of time, more than what we're being told, for him to prepare for Manny. You see, even the defensive savant, Mayweather, right? Who has already stated he never watched fight tapes, right? Not even Mayweather looked as good as Ugas did yesterday. Now, when you have all that time to study one man, and then you give the other man who was studying to fight a southpaw, but then has to switch back to orthodox. Oh, but Jedi, he's always fighting orthodox fighters. Most of his fighters on his record are orthodox. Yes, but there's a difference. When you train for a certain style, just like what happened to Anthony Joshua, went from Big Pharma Miller, then Ortiz got thrown in the fucking picture. He was still training because he thought Ortiz was going to take the 6 or 7. Ortiz did some bullshit about lowballing. Then Andy Ruiz, which left him what? Maybe 2 weeks. The same thing. What do you think what was going to happen to Anthony Joshua? This is why I told people Ruiz just might get this, man. Don't sleep on Ruiz. And what happened? But and then when Anthony Joshua had the proper time to train for that one man, to learn his mannerisms, his styles, to learn that man's pedigree for 2.5 to 3 months. So basically, like one of the brothers here had said, which was my man Papa, PBC got what they paid for. And I agree with 10 players. The torch was not passed yesterday. Now, you may agree, you may disagree with me. Exactly, Righteous. Exactly, Rex. Exactly. Some of those right hands were behind the head, definitely. And this is the problem with a lot of these guys today. And this is the problem with PBC. But before I get into that, PBC wanted Manny Pacquiao out because Manny Pacquiao, had he won that fight, he was going for Bud Crawford. It was the inevitable. Because if Errol Spence Jr. happens to have a torn retina, that's not a 50-50 chance coming back. That's more like a 70-30. And the 70 is definitely going to being sidelined forever. The 30 would be, he can do what Sugar Ray Leonard did. With Manny Pacquiao in this era defeating Vargas, Horn, Matisse, Broner, and Thurman, that is 5. And then him becoming the only welterweight to win the title 4 times. The only 8 division champ. Now, Jedi, why are you celebrating Manny Pacquiao? Why are you celebrating the loser? Because a lot of you guys don't understand that what you have in your era, and I'm not speaking to none of the vets or anyone who knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Because when you take a good look at Manny Pacquiao, you will never get that again. Never, ever, ever will you get that again. That was one of the last real fucking fighters that had touched titles from greats, that had many torches passed to him, boxed responsibly. And what I mean by that was gave everybody opportunity, knowing that opportunity, once he gave the opportunity to whoever it was he was giving the opportunity to, and he beat that person, but that person being very, very humble and grateful and gracious is exactly what pushed Manny Pacquiao to where he is now. How can someone say Manny Pacquiao is not better than Floyd Mayweather Jr.? How can someone say Manny Pacquiao is not better than Canelo Alvarez? How can someone say Manny Pacquiao is not better than many fighters in 4 decades? Then you got the fucking swollen lip wonder, that fucking 9th fucking Los Menudo member, Raleigh fucking Romero, talk about, oh, Pacquiao need to retire. Let me tell you something, young man. And I'm older than you, so I'm old enough to be your father. You have no style, chump. On top of that, because I'm gonna cook this cake. You getting layers. Let's go to the second layer. The second layer is you can't fight. Your defense sucks. Now let's go to the third layer. Right? So far we got a 3-layer tier cake. And any of you niggas from PBC or any motherfucker from LDBC or any motherfucker from any faction or from any fucking pubescent boxing champion stable that you fucking belong to, Jay Cotto has always been giving Godzilla breath, and y'all niggas are no fucking different. You guys have to understand that you have had greatness for 4 decades. And it just became something as to a grandmaster. The last 2. Then Manny Pacquiao just became the face of boxing. And it happened on his last decade. And I agree with 10 players. Yes, they overlooked Ugas as well. But Ugas didn't answer a certain question at weigh-in. You know what that question was, fellas? You know what that question was? How much do you think you're going to weigh tomorrow during the fight? He didn't want to answer that. You know why? Because my man was a full-blown middleweight, son. Let me tell you something. When I work out, My body type is just like Ugas. I look just like him. And right now, I have not touched the weight. Right now, I'm at 165 right now, son. And let me show you. Let me show you what I look like. I'm 165 right now, son. I'm 165. I'm 165. I give myself 163, 162 and a half. When I get big, I get swole like Ugas. I get swole like, you know what I'm saying? I look just like I have the same body type, kickboxing type, all cut up and shit. You know what I'm saying? 2 to 3% body fat when I start doing my thing. Now, I have congratulated Ugas already. We have congratulated Ugas already. We don't want anybody to say that it's hate. We don't want anybody to say, but these are just things that you have to look at because a lot of people have been overlooking. If not overlooking, these motherfuckers are too stupid. If not too stupid, they just don't know what the fuck they're watching. So since you don't know what the fuck you're watching, allow us to tell you the reals. And the reals is that this was a setup. Manny Pacquiao was the wrench in that whole shit there. Know what I'm saying? Had you know, had it went the way it was supposed to go, son, Manny would have went to Crawford. Now, you think Ugas is gonna fight a Crawford? You think Ugas is gonna fight a Crawford? Nope. PBC that has already stated, and they're standing 10 toes, or should I say 10 painted toes down, fucking sissies, where they say, we're not going to unify with anyone that's out of the pubescent boxing champions. Okay. So that means that we will never see any unifications as long as they're holding the strap at 147 and anywhere else, middleweight. Some fucked up shit. This is why a lot of you guys out there can't tell any of us. Well, we're on lives or other boxing forums, or if we just happen to kick boxing, you motherfuckers know what you think you're talking about, right? This is the difference here. We've seen greats become greats. We've seen boxing pedigree. We've seen attrition. We've seen the struggles of many, many great ones. There isn't not one fucking great one coming from this fucking era at all. Can anybody unbiasedly agree with me? Or can anybody unbiasedly disagree with me? Can anybody unbiasedly name anybody who they think is a complete fighter right now coming from PBC? You can't. This is why Terrence Bud Crawford is going to make an example out of Sean Porter. And I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope he sends a message to the point that it's like, somebody would want to avenge these motherfuckers. And it ain't going to be Errol Spence Jr. You know why it ain't going to be him? Because Errol Spence Jr., right now, let me speak unbiasedly here. If he does have an injury, he's fucked. If it is not a torn retina, if it's a total detachment, he's fucked. But now, if it's the conspiracy theory, quote unquote, right, that everybody's thinking about because he didn't show it, because Fabian Maidana he had sort of like the same surgery thing. I think he had a tear. You know what I mean? He showed his injury, right? So if it is a lie, he's got to roll with that. He's got to roll with that. And if he's got to roll with that, his movements and the time span that he takes for him to come back, like he said he was, like his trainer said he was, like the best in boxing champions said they were, this should show you right now. The time span, his movements. If he comes back in 6 months to a year, man, get the fuck out of here. The way everybody feels right now, the way everybody feels right now, the way everybody felt about this shit, the PBC, it would just prove us right. Now, these guys have to understand that boxing has a point system from the Olympics, adopted, right? There's a point system. They either use it to their advantage and add on a little bit more. This is why I say numbers can be manipulated, just like men and women, especially if you control the board. And they have an accurate puncher here who we saw was landing. And it was very hard to see because if you look at the camera angles, bro, they kept Manny Pacquiao's perspective away. You can never see Manny Pacquiao's back or side. It was always Ugas's back and Manny coming forward. And then every time Ugas would strike, they would turn and they would show you both of them. You don't believe me? Go look. What's up, Andre? Yeah, exactly, Mike D. Right? Spence is going to get better real fast now, right? This is what I'm saying. Watch his movements. Now, Manny Pacquiao yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, in the post-press fight conference, he left it in the air, right? Retirement, that is. He left it in the air, right? And if he left it in the air, it's a possibility that he just may want to come back. As a matter of the fact, the two most gracious things Ugas did yesterday. He bowed to Manny Pacquiao with his hands together, like and saluted him like a grandmaster should. Right? He bowed to him with his hands together. Now let me explain something to you. For those that don't understand why there's a grandmaster in martial arts. Boxing is the highest form of martial arts, the most scientific. Allow me to break it down. Grandmaster, head of an ordinary, or should I say, head of an order of chivalry, a chess player of the highest class, especially one who has won an international tournament. Now, of course, Grandmaster is used in chess as well, and in boxing matches, should I say plural, it is a game of chess. Manny Pacquiao has checkmated a lot of motherfuckers in that ring, aka that board. He was the head of order, straps, champion, and a chess player of the highest class there in 4 decades, and has won many international tournaments. Now, boxing doesn't come in tournaments, but it comes with championships. This is why I have crowned Manny Pacquiao the Grandmaster. Whether Manny Pacquiao retires or not, whether you feel Manny Pacquiao lost yesterday or not, there's one thing that you have to remember, besides no one will ever do what this man has done. Manny Pacquiao is a grandmaster because Manny Pacquiao has shown this era that there are no masters, that they need to kick up their work ethic, that they have to train harder, that they have to let go of the bullshit and live the fighter's life. How is it that a man from the Philippines who can take care of his country, run for Senate, and now running for president, differentiates his time slot to give other people around the world entertainment. And the entertainment was him getting into that ring and fighting whoever it was. And so often did we see a lot of people not want to fight him. So often did we see a lot of people not want to fight each other, but especially him. When you look at Pacquiao's perspective, he never ducked anyone. The so-called TBE ducked Margarito, Sugar Shane Mosley at his prime, Paul Williams, Vernon Forrest. Manny Pacquiao at the time was not at the weight class of Vernon Forrest, but he did fight a prime Mosley, right? So when you take a look at Manny Pacquiao's road, he is the GOAT. As to Floyd Mayweather coming in second. See, those 25 or 26 champions that Floyd Mayweather fought or whatever, you know that they came with padded stipulations. The reason why I bring up Floyd Mayweather is because these two names will always be attached, right? Just like Leonard and Hearns, right? It will always be attached, right? Just like Hagler and Hearns, right? Just like Hagler and Duran, right? Yeah, and Hagler and fucking Tommy Hearns, right? Or Hagler and Leonard especially, right? Dance partners. With Manny Pacquiao, within 4 decades. If you guys wanted to sit back and try to make a murderer's row, you could do it in those eras, except for the last one, which is this one. Check the other 3. And if you want, you can take a good look at Manny Pacquiao's resume, which is not really the people he's fought. His resume would be his fucking wins, his record. And when you take a look at the record, it's throwback. 62 wins, coming by way of 39 KOs. Got knocked out 3 times out of 8 losses. And has 2 draws, bro. We already know about the straps. That's legendary. That's from the cloth that comes from guys that from the silver and golden. And for you young motherfuckers out here to come out and be happy and celebrate because Manny Pacquiao's no longer, if he decided that, I would just have to say you don't know shit about boxing. Nor do you respect the sport. Because it's the same motherfuckers who love their fucking fighters, which are the same motherfuckers, right? That love to say, I'm better than the greats, but haven't done a fucking thing. I dare anybody from this era say they're better than Pacquiao. Even Ugas, because Ugas is not better than Pacquiao. Might have been better yesterday, that night. What's up, Tommy? What's going on, brother? Now, this I will say. We all know Manny Pacquiao. We've all seen him go through attrition. We've seen his victories. We've seen his losses. We've seen the man get put into a comatose state for a couple of minutes. When he got put in a coma by Marquez, you guys should know already. And if you don't, well, here you go and do the research. Is there. There was no testing for that. Who was in Marquez's corner? Manny Pacquiao has put himself through a point where he said, you know what? I have to take these fights. And it was the other side that always would try to dick him over with politics and try to do shit to him. And you guys know exactly what I mean. I mean, you, for Christ's sake, you had Paulie Malignaggi, a fucking nobody, who always talked shit about Pac, finally made 147 and never challenged Pac. I would have loved to see Manny Pacquiao fuck him up and he should have sued. He should have sued Paulie Malik, the yak Malinaji. He should have sued him. You know why? Because he was out here slandering him. Okay, his whole fucking career. Manny Pacquiao's on steroids, man. A lot of these motherfuckers out here who love Floyd Mayweather, from uploaders to motherfuckers in promotions to motherfuckers next to these motherfuckers, they love to say that Manny Pacquiao was on roids. Even guys who got knocked the fuck out, you know what I'm saying, by Manny Pacquiao, early stages of his career, they want to come up, oh, he hit too hard. I don't think so. Right? Exactly. But except Diaz, that motherfucker fast, boy. It's not even his power. He's on top of you. I'm looking around like, yo, was it just him hitting me? You know what I'm saying? So y'all won't look at the compliments as to how he has brought destruction to a lot of these fighters into the ring by the guys who got destroyed. But yeah, you listen to the ones, right, that compliment him and compliment his style. But you'll listen to, definitely with your fucking rotten hearts, you'll listen to the ones that say, yeah, man, I think he's on steroids. He hits too hard. So just put that thought in your head knowing that you just saw cleanliness, right? You saw cleanliness all the way from the beginning of his career all the way then. Now I know everybody's gonna say, or some of y'all, should I say? Let me rephrase that. Some of y'all are gonna say, but I'm saying though, Jedi, yo, Jay, at least some fighters once in their career, twice in their career, have taken steroids. Could be, but we don't know this. You see, we can't go by double standard here where you get motherfuckers who piss lava, right? And they show us papers. But the ones that go out there with the myths because they have agendas, you guys go with that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. This is why this era isn't going anywhere. And if Terrence Bud Crawford isn't going to carry this era simply because of the politics of locking him out, the rest of you motherfuckers out there after Canelo leaves and Crawford's out, then you've got Josh Taylor, who's pretty good, but he's going to be put through the motherfucking sand too. Let me tell you something. The politics is exactly what's going to drive the real fights and the real fighters away. And it's going to be PBC. They've got almost all the straps at 147. They've already got the middleweight covered. You know what I'm saying? Now what's next? What's next? They're mad. They tried the heavyweight division and they couldn't do it with Wilder. They try to play the same dirty name politics and bringing up Joshua's name, knowing that Joshua was really the motherfucking cash cow. And since you tag your name onto somebody, just like here on YouTube, where if you got one channel who's really fucking doing their thing and you got some hater that wants to come and try to get views and shit, the first thing they'll do is talk shit about you and try to tag their name onto yours, right? That's exactly what happens here in boxing. The same thing with these bullshit callouts. You have to understand the politics in boxing is exactly what's going on. And it makes it look like, yeah, we got to give it to Ugas. Ugas did his thing. Of course he did. He had time, though. This is the politics you guys are not looking at. If you take a look at when the WBA gave him the strap, that's when he started studying Manny. Fabian Maidana was just a fucking distraction. And it looks like when they scored, Ugas hit him kind of hard to try to really fucking get him out of there so they can commence with the plans. Because now all of a sudden, the same day, Errol Spence Jr. now. You mean to tell me that coincidence reigned supreme that day? Then I would have to tell you that you can get the fuck out of our faces with any means of transportation necessary, kid. And today, we are giving out motherfucking air shoes. You can walk your ass up on the lightest wind towards the fucking door with that shit. Because we ain't trying to see this shit. Exactly, Ross Clyde. No one here in this chat feels like Ugas is the next big star. A lot of people have already said, like Salty, right? Like our man Salty, he's already said And I feel like this is like some you know what I'm saying, some prophetic shit that he said. He's gonna lay down for Spence if Spence comes back. You know what I'm saying? And you know why it might just happen? Spence might unify those 3 belts and then retire. But now if Spence does not come back, now let me give you a PSA.
Warning, warning. What the Jedi's about to say may hurt a lot of fucking Twinkies. So henceforth, hold on and strap in, cause it's gonna hurt.
All right? How many here agree with me when I say this? And I already gave the PSA. So those that are gonna get butthurt over what I'm about to say about Spence, like I said, we're giving out any means of transportation for you to get the fuck out of our faces with that bullshit. How many people, and I want to see fucking answers, man. Please, guys. How many people here think, or feel, should I say, that Errol Spence Jr., now not wishing him any permanent injury or anything, but if the inevitable hits him that way, how many people feel that it will be better for the sport because the titles will be in rotation and we won't have to put up with PBCs? We won't unify with anyone. How many people? What's up, Sanctus? My man Sanctus Deuce, the alumni. What's going on, brother? And while you guys are thinking about that, if you'd like to donate to the channel, because we're still taking donations, you can hit the donation and you can send it straight here. You can send it here if you'd like to donate to the channel, simply because we are upgrading. PayPal.me/JCotto Fight Page. In case you guys didn't know, I speak politics as well, with politics and vulgarity, and they've been blocking my shit. If they don't block it, they mute it. They're shadow banning my algorithms, where most of y'all won't even get it. Some of y'all will, as to notifications. So I need VPNs in this motherfucker. I might have to open another fucking channel. I just got a motherfucking strike. So this channel that has never had problems like this might have to open up another one and shut this down. And VPNs are fucking expensive, son. So donate to the channel and help get the hardware where I can give you good fucking visuals as to documentaries, give out all types of shirts and shit, and have a lot of fucking fantasy fights. Basically upgrade the channel. So if you like, you can donate anything you want here to this channel. Right here. PayPal.me/JCotto Fight Page. Very well appreciated. Now, did Ugas do anything wrong? No. What's up, 150? Did Ugas do anything wrong? No. No, not at all. Ugas didn't do anything wrong except for go with the politics. Ugas didn't do anything wrong but participate. Now, if fate shows it that all of this was, a coincidence on how 2 fighters from the same stable can catch almost mirror image injuries. What's up, Philip Carr? Yeah, that's what I said. Might get a show up for some of y'all. I've been getting a lot of complaints. My man Brian Hawkin, They asking him for his ID in order to watch my fucking videos. Like, it's crazy, son. I have testimony. This ain't a racket. Everybody knows who I am. I've been on it for 10 years, son. There's not one fucking motherfucker I took for a joyride because I respect y'all. Top of that, whatever you donate, I match. So understand that. Now, what I'm saying here is Manny Pacquiao is basically legendary. And people in this era, fight fans, fighters, some of y'all pay homage, but it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. Because now everybody, oh, Manny Pacquiao, get the fuck out of here now. Oh, Ugas beat the shit out of him. Ugas ain't beat the shit out of Manny Pacquiao. What's up, Antonio? Now, I'm going to tell you something like this. Did Father Time catch up with Manny Pacquiao yesterday? Let's take a good look at it. Manny Pacquiao still had the spring in his step. Look a bit fatigued. But of course, he's a preserved aged fighter. So that comes along with that. And of course, he was winded, not because he was old, because he was doing all of the fucking activity. This is why we feel that Manny Pacquiao won that fight yesterday. Manny Pacquiao carried the pace of that fight. Ugas was pot shotting, not in combos. And he wasn't throwing enough that the fucking judges can go and fucking put it a fucking, what was it, a 7-5. But if we say these things, we're conspiracy theorists, we're wrong, we're packtards. No one is allowed to have a fresh, clean, fucking logical opinion. No one is allowed to feel the way they want to feel without criticisms. And I, for one, don't give a I wipe my fucking nutsack, gooch, and ass with those type of people that think that we cannot think or speculate, or we can. Doctrine is not gospel, though. What's up? Get these hands. And that's another factor, the 2 years, no doubt. But I'm not throwing that as an excuse. Not saying that you are, get these hands. But for me, that's not a factor. Because Manny is an aged, you know what I'm saying? He's a preserved age fighter. He knows how to take care of himself. He was doing very good. A lot of motherfuckers who would try to come back after 2 years at that age would have looked worse than Manny Pacquiao. You don't believe me? Watch De La Hoya get fucked up. He should have kept it an exhibition. And what did he do? He turned it into a fucking sanctioned fight. He's going to get fucked up by that MMA fighter, bro. So Manny Pacquiao was basically gassed because he was doing all the swinging. And for people to say, without watching the fight twice, like I did, I'm about to watch it a little later on as well, if not tomorrow. What's up, Leroy? You have to take a look at the activity Manny was bringing in there, and he was tagging him. But what I want you guys to really look at when you watch this fight again, take a look at the camera angles, man. Every time Manny was coming forward, they would never show Manny from the side as much, where you could see him in his entrance. They, coming in and shit. They would always show Ugas' perspective, which was his back. And then when Ugas would turn it up, you know what I'm saying? With that little pot shot or whatever, they kept it right like 3/4 Ugas and a little bit of Manny. I'm telling you, take a good look at that. Now, Ugas, like I said, did his thing. We already congratulated him. So nobody should be coming on this live, especially if they brand fucking you. You know what I'm saying? like a pair of sneakers. You shouldn't be coming on this live trying to talk about crying or anything like that. You should just shut the fuck up, sit back, use your motherfucking ears instead of coming over here like if you're New Age boxing, there's something to do here. So I'm gonna give you another chance, young man, so you can sit down and listen to old folks speaking. Don't come over here trolling, because I will destroy you. And that's just a warning. I'm a grown ass fucking man. Now, I told you that people would either come on here or wherever you go, and if you try to speak logic, all they see is, oh, PBC fighter won. Ugas, Ugas. Watch these guys on the other side now claim Ugas as black. Watch them use skin politics, which is the most disgusting thing they can do, make it all about fucking race, and call Ugas a black fighter. Just like they tried with other fighters. That I'm telling you, the shit that's going on with all this, bro, with all these fanboys, and I'm telling you, they are happy now because now they can see all of this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I heard. But now I want you to hear. There's an inbox for that, doggy. Peace. So when you look at Pacquiao fatiguing, you got to understand Pacquiao was the one that was actually bringing the pace to the fight, bringing the fight to the fight. You know what I'm saying? Or bringing the fight to the champ. As Ugas was pot shotting, not in combos. There was only one round that he let off 3 or 4. And that was what, the 9th round, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Soft spots just got blocked, brother, with that you heard shit. Nigga, I don't know who he talking. He think he talking to his little brother or something, but you know what I'm saying? And I just feel that something is a little fishy. And let me just bring it back to anyone who's gonna say, but how do you figure, bro? You just can't take Manny Pacquiao losing. Really? Bro. I've been through Manny Pacquiao's. I've seen Manny Pacquiao's all 8 defeats, bro. Seen him get knocked out 3 times. What are you talking about? And all 3 times I was like, wow. And all that shit made me do was look at him like this nigga a warrior. So anybody that's gonna come to you or me with that bullshit, let them know, bro. Why would I be mad when I've seen Pacquiao's 8 losses or 7 losses before that, bro? What are you talking about? And really, he's supposed to take Jeff Horns off because he got robbed, and Timothy Bradley's. But besides that, we've seen his losses. And if you want to leave those motherfucking 2 on there, then you know what, bro? He was robbed those 2 times. So what the fuck are y'all talking about? Oh, y'all mad and shit because y'all just can't let it go. No, no, no. You gotta understand, bro. People that really love the sport, we just don't let shit go. Especially motherfuckers my age that have seen fight boxing since '84, bro. Bro, growing up and looking at these and listening to fighters, Tim Witherspoon's one of them. My boy, this nigga got fucking politics to death in boxing, bro, from fucking Don King. Luckily, Mike Tyson did what Mike Tyson did. That after he parted with Don King, he still was Mike Tyson. He's even worth even more now. Why? And let Don King go because he fucking knew. So a lot of guys don't make it past these politics. Pacquiao rolled with the punches, and that was his mistake. Exactly, logic. I would have to agree with you on that, brother. If Spence has any integrity, he would give Pac a shot. That's without a question. Exactly, Salty Tito Trinidad. A lot of guys, bro. Now I don't think Pac laid down. No, no, no. Because a lot of people think that Manny Pacquiao laid down. No, Manny Pacquiao ain't laid down. That's one thing. that Manny Pacquiao has his integrity. He has his honor. You know what I mean? And my man did his thing yesterday. There's a lot of guys who got look at Bernard Hopkins in the beginning. When Jimmy Lemon Jr., right? Hey, fight fans, hey, the announcer, when he interviewed, and I think that was his first interview, Bernard Hopkins came out and said, try to politicize it. Because they like holding champions down, and I'm just saying, I'm a black man, and, I got my titles and stuff, but I'm just saying, I'm not. And then what happened after that? More politics. Where he said the most disgusting thing that a young fighter had tried to repeat what he said and almost got in trouble for that shit over Twitter or whatever the fuck with these fucking faggot day and age. But he came out and said, I never would let a white boy beat me. The fuck that got to do with anything? It's boxing. He would have been better and said, I would never let another man beat me. So all these politics. This is why for years, bro, I've been on you fight fans cases for years, bro. I've been shutting down motherfuckers. See, like, whoever the fuck this person was that I just kicked them off because you heard I was talking to 150, you heard, I don't give a fuck. There's an inbox for that. Go another fucking live for that. Everybody's concentrated here. Look at what we doing. We talking boxing. Give a fuck about no debate, no disrespect. Don't give a fuck about none of that. Questions, no doubt, but fuck all that. It's the distraction. Or distractions. There are many distractions. There are so many distractions in boxing that a lot of motherfuckers didn't even recognize Chocolatito, Nakatani, and the rest of them little motherfuckers that were really, really doing their thing, son. How the fuck this nigga got all these wins? I never heard of him. Exactly, because you was writing Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s dick, the whole PBC dick. Where hip-hop boxing? Really? It's all a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? And Papa, let me debunk that really fast. And I'm not singling you out, but I've been hearing this a lot, and it's a myth. Pacquiao even said it himself. Look, Pacquiao fights because he loves to fight. On top of that, if he does owe a debt, it's the debt that the Most High, Yahweh, the Lord, has put on him to take care of his people. So if Manny Pacquiao fights like he owes money, he's fighting because he has to make sure that he gets all of these villages and he fucking exactly where he came from. Manny Pacquiao is a fighter for his country, bro. Physically, mentally, spiritually. You gotta understand this, bro. This is exactly why he will win the fucking presidency with no problem. Because Manny Pacquiao has done for his country more than what any other senators from over there or any other Congress, whatever the fuck, have done for him. Manny Pacquiao is wealthy. He doesn't have to fight anymore. $68 million in debt to who? The IRS? That was already fucking debunked. Manny Pacquiao has paid that off when he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. Every other fight that he has made has been by himself. He still would have been signed to Bob Arum if he had any type of money problems by your logic or anyone else's logic. So can we please stop this? Manny Pacquiao is in debt because Manny Pacquiao is not in debt. Manny Pacquiao, if he was in debt, he would not be living the way he's living. He would not be traveling the way he's traveling. Have you seen his cars? He would not. Have you seen? Do you know how much he don't? Do you know how much he puts into these villages, bro? He's turned villages, indigenous motherfuckers from over there, bro. He's turned them into civilized fucking human beings by giving them housing now and shit like that and schooling. And I mean, there's a lot of things. So if a man is in debt, but yet he has all this wealth to share and to help his country out, I would like to see this. That maybe was at one time. Or was it just a myth being followed from the mouth of Floyd Mayweather Jr. when he comes out and still says it. Manny Pacquiao got to fight because he owe money. Really? When Manny Pacquiao just came out the other day and says, I don't owe no money. No, I fight because I love to fight. Manny Pacquiao's an honest man. I don't think he would hold that back. As a matter of fact, Manny Pacquiao, if he was in debt, would have had more money. Never would have taken the 2 years off, right? The 2.5 years off. And how about before that? Right? How about before? Because how many times Manny Pacquiao's laid up in the sun? Think about this now. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. A man who owes money, Manny Pacquiao never would have retired. Manny Pacquiao never would have sat back. Manny Pacquiao, if he owed money, he could not run for fucking presidency. He could not run for the Senate. Let's think here. This makes no sense. So can we please stop the $68 million in debt shit? If you want to continue to look it up, go ahead and look it up. As a matter of fact, I would love for anyone who doubts this to run into Manny Pacquiao and ask him yourself so he could tell you. Because you've said this already. Exactly. Thank you, Unitron. A fellow Filipino here to debunk it. He says that man doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm a fellow Filipino and he's one of the richest citizens in our country. He never even have to work until he dies, even his children. Thank you. Thank you, Unitron. So this is what I'm saying. On top of the logic that I just threw, which was real simple, Manny Pacquiao, if he owed money, would never have taken off, let's just say the 2 and the other 2.5, 4.5 years, plus the other, year and a half? So that's 5, that's 6.5 years. Does that really prove to anyone that a man who owes money would take such a long leave in spurts, in sporadic spurts, only trying to owe $68 million? I mean, no. Let's stop it. And Unitron, should I say, is from the Philippines. Peace to the Philippines. Love you guys, kid. No doubt. Philippines. I have a lot of followers from over there, brother. No doubt. Peace to the Philippines, bro. Pinoy pride, baby. And you got to understand, man. That's a living legend. And a lot of people have to look at what he is doing. This man has done so much for his country. This man has turned indigenous people into civilized people, bro. Giving as well as education, bro. He's cleaning the shit up with fucking drugs and shit. Like, this Pacquiao's in it deep. And for this man to put on a pair of boxing gloves and still give us, bro, I gotta be like, yo, this motherfucker, he's the best. He's the GOAT, bro. In and out the ring. And he is not better than Ali, bro. He is up there neck and neck with Muhammad Ali. Understand this in accolades and in humanitarian work, bro. So guys from this era who are rejecting Manny and don't see Manny for what he's worth, besides, and thank you very much, my brother, for telling me how much he's worth. My man, Bill Blackheart, thank you very much, my brother. Good informative information there. Thank you, my brother. Good insight. You know, looking at him, he's worth $300 million, you have to look at him as your Muhammad Ali. Yeah, that's right. That is your Muhammad Ali. Just like Mike Tyson was my Muhammad Ali, and I'm 47. My father had Muhammad Ali. My grandfather had Robinson. This is why I do this. This is why I have made the movement #ComeBackToBoxing. This is exactly why, and I've been on it for years. Manny Pacquiao is now a great. He's a legend. He must be protected with no lies, with no add-ons, meaning no exaggerations to his record. Like a lot of motherfuckers try to tell me Floyd is a fucking seven division champ. Get the fuck out of here. No, he's not. The best 3 careers for any fighter to look at, even if you're thinking about coming into boxing, would be Sugar Ray Leonard's. The way he carried himself, the way he did his thing. that he's still a millionaire to this because he opened businesses and it's just the way he carried himself out the ring and in the ring. What not to do, but yet to become successful and understand your mistakes, you would have to look at Mike Tyson. Made it from nowhere to the biggest fighter in the world, recognized all over internationally. Got involved with some bad politics in boxing, some bad people conspired against him. Became an addict to loving people around him, leeching off him because it gave him that comfort because he never was ever finding from anyone honest except for Customado. That's why he went crazy, because the realest motherfucker that really loved him and taught him the ropes, he had passed. And then you've got Manny Pacquiao. But before all of them, you've got Muhammad Ali. Who told you? Who told you WBC? Who told you WBA before you WBO before you was made? Who told you IBF for future references? Who told all of you sanctioning bodies? Who told all of you fucking whack ass fucking prize fighters, which you should be legacy fighters and the prize comes afterwards? For all of you fucking fake fight fans, he told you. Boxing is not to be intertwined with politics. And he told you, stupid motherfuckers, by saying, I ain't going no Vietnam. I ain't putting myself in no politics. Ain't no Viet Cong do anything to me. I'm being oppressed by my own country. That's right. My own country ain't never called me a nigga. I mean, the Viet Congs ain't never called me a nigga. It's my own country, my own brothers, my own sisters. His own country was oppressing him and refused to bend the knee in the fucking politics. Manny Pacquiao does the same thing for his country, refuses to bend the knee to poverty, refuses to bend the knee, bro. So these four gentlemen are basically the faces of boxing. The way people should carry, the way. And no, you can't add Floyd on there, because all Floyd did was take the politics into boxing, fuck it up. This is the reason why we're at right now. And at the same time, throwing money to strippers, but yet when you go to Africa and they give you a reception for your incoming, like they would fucking the King of Zamunda and shit, right? Like they would Jaffe Joffer and shit, and Prince Hakeem, right? What do you go and do? So Floyd, why didn't you donate, a couple of millions, man? You could have saved a couple of villages with clean waters and stuff like that. Africa ain't do nothing for me. Africa ain't do nothing for me and my family, right? 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 So here, on this channel, the Jedi's Temple, hashtag come back to boxing. Everybody that subscribed is with the movement. The moment you hit that subscribe button, it's because you believe in the fighters that were laid before us and what we've seen. We respect the path that they've made for even our favorite fighters. We respect their legacy. They have taught us fighting. So this is why you're here. This is exactly why you're here. And this is why this has been the longest running channel that had never, ever, ever had to open up another channel, that has never been stricken down. Why? Because the truth is told, not only by me. Take a look at this. Take a look at exactly what each and every one of you gentlemen here are writing. You guys are boxing pundits, not these fucking guys that come here and actually take everything that everyone here on this live or any other live from any good credible uploader here on YouTube, even the small ones that have been here for a long time with the low subscriber count, those are the ones that they look for. Mines, Ross Class, 10 players. They always look for us. You know why? You know why? Because we tell the truth. And what do? They take the truth out, but yet they take the insight of each and every one of you good brothers. And they'll take bits and pieces of your shit, and guess what? Guess what? Guess what? They add in a whole smother of their shit and write it in articles, where to the point you're like, yo, it almost sounds like me, but what the fuck, bro? This shit don't sound right. We're awake. We know what the fuck is going on. We see what's going on. We know what's happening. So for us to sit back and say, this is bullshit. For us to sit back and say, this is a lie. For us to sit back and say, Manny Pacquiao is underrated, is overrated, should I say. For us to say, Floyd is the best ever. For us to actually sit back and say that this era has really surpassed and brought boxing to an era that's better than what was before them, you're bugging the fuck out. The only thing that has high value in this sport today is basically the money bags and the price tags that come with these guys who sell out their fucking legacy, and just the inflation of money on how it's double what it is now. This is why, just like any other regular Joe who doesn't want to work and doesn't know the power of the mighty dollar and doesn't save it, is exactly what's happening here in fucking boxing. These guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. So now you got Manny Pacquiao who's out there showing them. You shit. It started with George Foreman, bro. When George Foreman had to come back, Michael Moore was no spiffy dude. That's where it all started. How is a legendary man from the cloth from before you comes to your sport now that's supposed boxing's for young man's game. So far it has shown us that the old guys still got it in them because the young guys are too fucking lazy to do exactly what the old guys did in order to make them great. That's all I see. Anybody want to donate to the channel, please donate to paypal.me/jcotto fight page. Help me upgrade the channel. I will throw down and match whatever you guys throw in. You know what I mean? It gets to a point, man. Yes, Antonio, extremely weak. Extremely weak this era is. And you know what? I've already adjusted to it. Like Canelo Alvarez is where he's at simply because these guys allow him to politic. These guys allow their food to be taken when they're distracted. You want a little example? My favorite one, Triple G, right? Had Loeffler, first fight, draw. Triple G was robbed. He beat Canelo. We all know this. Then what happens? Canelo tests positive for clenbuterol. He gets suspended. He gets suspended. He went through the actions of a suspension. 6 months. Loeffler goes off and makes a deal with Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo, while Canelo already had made a deal with the Zone, making him $365 million. Loeffler had a part in this because in order to get that, Canelo had to fight a Triple G, showcase something that was hot. What was in the fans' demand was GGG and Canelo. So what happened? Loeffler went and sold this fucking man out, GGG, and threw him in harm's danger, knowing that this motherfucking Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol. And what happened the second fight? Now, when we go off to, let's just say, 3 months after the second fight, guess what happens? GGG fires everyone. Because what I just said is exactly what happened. But then karma came around, because guess what happened? Of course, Fishnet De La Hoya, right? And Richie Cunningham, aka Canelo Alvarez, have their indifference. And the problem here is everybody didn't pay attention. The reason why they split was because Oscar De La Hoya knew that he was supposed to fight. In that contract, $365 million, it's supposed to be a third fight between GGG and Canelo. Canelo didn't even get to see that fucking contract. Canelo didn't even he didn't even know he was supposed to fight him for the third time. So you see where that went? Those are the boxing politics. Oh, but wait, it gets even worse because then after that, since they were having an agenda making Canelo the best Mexican middleweight champion ever, or whatever the fuck they're trying to do, Mexican fighter ever, which he'll never be. That's Chavez and others. But now you have this man where a testing agency a year and a half later, maybe more, comes and says, well, Canelo Alvarez is found innocent because, we didn't have enough spiked in his levels for clenbuterol. And then what happens? The sanctioning bodies and all the boxing that have to do with the fucking whatever you take into your body, all of these fucking rules and regulations and supplementations that you're supposed to take, they lower the fucking testing levels for the clenbuterol. So Canelo Alvarez now is out here, and many other fighters using a little bit of clenbuterol as long as they don't go over that shit that they lowered. These are facts. You don't believe me? Go check it out. This is what's happening. It's not about the sweet science anymore. It's about the political pull and gain. It's fucking disgusting on how a sport that's supposed to be traditional. You don't see this in baseball. You don't see this in basketball. You don't see this in fucking hockey. You don't see this in fucking tennis, bro. I mean, for Christ's sake, golf. You don't see none of this shit. And along the way, if we're going to say that anybody in boxing is going broke, it's got to be Oscar De La Hoya because he's throwing gloves on again. For what fucking reason? The excuse of, I want to test myself. Right. Sure you do. Sure you do. So now when we look at the whole fucking playing field of boxing, man, as you now understand exactly why I've come to grips with Canelo and understanding why he's where he's at. He's where he's at because these guys allowed him to be where he's at. The only one that wasn't allowing him to be where he was at was Triple G. And people shitted on him. And to this day, they still shit on him. To this day, they still say, oh, he's overhyped. To this day, they still don't want to fight this man. To this day, they fucking, this motherfucker's like, what, 37 now, 38. A lot of fighters have been looked past because the distractions of PBC. Congratulations to Ugas. Yes, I will give him that, but I don't respect him. I don't respect him. And not only because he's down with PBC. You can see it in his face. It's because he knew. Now, I'm going to do something that I've never done here in Late Night Boxing Talk. I'm going to drop the link, and I'm gonna kick it with you fellas for a few. Whoever wants to come up, we can discuss only Pacquiao and Ugas and how you feeling about this and nothing else. There's the link. Enter at your own risk. Meaning, if you get crazy, we start talking over each other, I won't block you. I'll kick you the fuck off. Because you guys, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have decent discussion with grown fucking men here. So whoever wants to come on, there's the link. Let's talk about it. Meanwhile, while I wait for the first guest, whoever wants to come on up to their late night boxing talk show and get pressed down, so that way you could be into the video rotation and people can hear your insights. This channel is being shadow banned. My algorithms are definitely being shadow banned. It is happening to others as well. There are a lot of uploaders. The who of who's from YouTube are here. And they'll tell you themselves that it's happening to them as well. I've got one strike over talking politics and the way I feel and, you know, doing the American thing, which is speaking your mind, something that my father fought for this country for, you know, and for some reason they're shadow banning algorithms to the point that some of you are not getting any. And I repeat, some of you are not getting any of my fucking notifications. The ones that are, consider yourself lucky. That's because you haven't been passing by a lot, so they don't pick you up. But the people that have come here a lot, they've run into that problem. I'm also having certain people either blocked, and I know it's not my moderators, because as soon as a moderator blocks someone, they would, you know, it would show in my list. And those that are blocked, I apologize, like Toby, motherfucking Mad Chad, and a couple of others. So I'm being shadow banned. I got a strike for no reason, and it fucking sucks. Now, I was told I need a VPN, and plus I'm upgrading. I've been working off of laptops for almost the 10 years that I've been doing this, and it's time for me to upgrade. It's also your channel too. I'm shooting it straight with you guys, like I always have. And people that have been on here, I've already told them. They know already. We have a whole list of elite contributors and people that have donated. You will see the names scrolling right on the bottom of the screen. None of these people were doxxed with their information. None of these people were taken for a ride. Everybody that you see right on the bottom of there know exactly what I'm doing here. I've been on YouTube. I love doing this. This is a great hobby. I do not make money off of this. And I'm just telling you guys right now, it's going to come a time that I'm going to have to. And if I do, I'm putting it right back into the channel. This is exactly why I've been asking for donations, in case you're wondering. You can donate to the channel, paypal.me/JCotto Fight Page. And understand that there's going to be a lot of things, man, that we're just not going to understand. At the same time, a lot of people are going to try to shove their ideologies about this sport in this era down your throat. It's been happening. Look, you have tribalistic motherfuckers. You have fucking gangs out here. You have, I mean, it's ridiculous. When you come to this channel, you don't get any of that, but a good old-fashioned show, like the old school. Everybody gets along with everyone. Trolls get taken care of. You don't get a crazy panel. Everybody's treated equally here. Open opinions are welcome. And I've just been inviting most of you guys. Here's the link once again, in case anyone wants to join the panel. I'm going to talk about this. I'll give it 2 more minutes. If no one is going to come up and talk, I'll close the show. Once again, here is the link where you can donate, paypal.me/JCotto fight page. Holy shit. Hold on for a second, guys. All right, there goes the proper address. My bad. PayPal.me/JCotto fight page. So feel free. At the bottom, there goes the elite contributors. I'd like to say peace to Tony Boswell, my man OG Boogie, my sister Lisa Bales, First Lady of Boxing Talk, and Electro Jed. May you get well, my brother. My man Armando M. Rodriguez, that's my brother right there. Mark Unrivaled, Truth Sons, Brian Harkin, Jasmine Castillo, 10 Players in TPG, and Mark Adams. God bless each and every one of y'all that are contributing. You guys are awesome. And just basically, guys, for those that are finding it hard that Manny Pacquiao lost and shit, look, man, it's boxing. On top of that, the things that are happening now within the sport of boxing, it's like a record of robberies. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run into the record of robberies, kid. People are going to do this. People, you know, the mafia, a long time ago, they used to really, really rob and harass and beat motherfuckers up for their fight purse. A lot of guys had to throw fights. A lot of guys had to deal with making money that was promised only to be paid by the backhand. No one, Antonio, no one will replace Pac. Like I said before, there will never be a Pacquiao, another Pacquiao. These guys are already too late in the game to do anything as to, 8 divisions and all these fucking straps at an age and, being the only welterweight to win fucking straps 4 times. Like, man, listen, it's impossible. They already, these guys aren't achievers, man. They're underachievers. These guys they just don't. They just don't. They're all narcissistic for no reason. Nothing to offer. Nothing to offer. So, since there's nothing to offer, I hardly watch. I watch boxing. Yes, I do. PBC, that'll be the last time I see that. That's only because Pacquiao. But everybody else on the fight card or whatever, I didn't bother watching that shit. But I will always love the sport of boxing and always know what it was. And I will always be here to defend the greats and talk about the greats the best I can. collaborate with motherfuckers, and show you other things. But with this era, I'm putting it to rest. I will only be watching certain fighters. And that's whack, but it must be done. Once again, before I close the show, if you'd like to donate to the channel, paypal.me/JCotto Fight page. No doubt. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all that came by and spent the time with me, listening to exactly what I had to say. Thank you for sharing each and every one of your insights within the comment section. You guys always have some good insight, always, man, always. And it's beyond good. It's fucking excellent. And you guys also help this channel, man. Thank you for spending your time and contributing, and you know what I mean, and just coming through and showing love, man. Love each and every one of you guys, man. I'm your boy J Cotto. This has been your late night boxing talk. I'll see you within the week. Of course, I'll bring you some other programming shit. You know me. Don't forget this Friday, Jedi's Invitation, number 3, baby. God bless. Gain more knowledge to be wiser. Peace, guys.
That is the most spectacular one-punch shot of Manny Pacquiao's career.
And you may hear it. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Guys, there's nothing like boxing, and there are no athletes like fighters.
Takes another right. We're in deep trouble again.